The more sex me have, the better the music is, actually.
So you're gonna be having a lot of sex leading up to the album.
If you use my penis a lot,
You look good, you have all of the something there about you. Yes, goodie!
Hi guys, it's your girl Renee from the Goodgal Podcast, and I am here with none other than the amazingly talented singer, songwriter, entertainer, everything, Mr. Kranium.
What's going on?
Hi.
You alright?
I am so happy to have you as a guest.
That's dope. I'm happy to be here too.
Yeah. I want to get to know you. I want to get to know who is Kemar. You know, a lot of people know Kranium, but I want to know Kemar today.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. So I know that I was doing some research on you, and I know that you were born in Mobile and, went to the US when you were 12.
Correct.
What was that like from a childhood standpoint?
It's crazy. I was born in Clarendon. I don't know where on the internet they put Montego Bay. So I know, but I was born in Clarendon. Then my mom moved to Mobile, and then I migrated to the States.
Okay.
So sometimes I keep forgetting that, to mention that in the fact that it's Clarendon. But it was dope. It was a different vibe. I feel like it was a situation where we had no choice. But nevertheless, I love it. You know what I mean? I love the meat of it. I feel like I get exposed after being around different nationalities. So the Guyanese, Trini, Africans. I have so much different friends from different nationalities. So that was pretty much dope. And I moved in a very unique place in New York. Because when I got to New York, I started living close to Roseville. And that's like close to here.
Were you not in Florida first, or did you?
Actually, no. I moved to New York first. And then I went to Florida for, I think I did 2 years in high school in Florida. And I was like, no, this is it's not for me. I ended up moving to New York. I feel like Florida is so widespread and it's like so slow at the time. I don't know about now, but at that time it was like so slow. So yeah, New York was my calling.
Was more you.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite childhood memory from like being in high school, like as a Caribbean person in the US?
Yeah, a lot. Of course. I mean, there wasn't I never feel far apart from being myself as a Jamaican because there's so much like Jesus Christ, like New York is like that's mini Jamaica, you know what I mean? So I never really have no, I never had no what's it called?
Where?
Yeah, there's no weird feeling, and memories are just like everything would be like. I remember just listening to Clashes Wagwan, like everything what happened here was happening.
What's happening?
Yeah, so my favorite moment would actually be just being happy to be here in school. Yeah, if that makes sense. And just come back to Jamaica and have conversation with my friends and say, "Boy, I want to talk about it."
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you, as you said, you moved at 12, and was that why dancehall, and how did you keep rooted? Because at that age, you could have went, and the melody got to you, could have went pop, you could have sing. Yeah. Why dancehall and kept that like rooted?
I mean, the two most important things in a man's life to me is actually family and his culture. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the most. Any woman, if you date a man and don't know culture, I don't love the family, there's no need for you to be that person. He's not a soul. So for me, I just feel like that was my soul, and that is something with me love. And at the end of the day, you can't rebound from what you is or what you are. I feel like I see a lot of people come after me and just become this total different straight American style tone. We can't even speak proper English to this day. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I just stay too much. Yeah, you don't catch your accent, none at all. Yeah. You stay rooted. That is one thing I think people don't speak about when it comes to you enough. Because you come on the scene, like even when, nobody has to know Kimos and you had that breakout hits, when you do your interviews, it just sounds like straight Jamaican. Yeah, and it's really, and it's an amazing thing because to be a dancehall artist, to break from the stage, which is like never happened before, I feel like it was an eye-opener for a lot of people who was there and who, most people who come to America, like I have a lot of artist friends in the States. So when we see them, it's like, brother, like my conversation always been, you have to be true to yourself. And don't try to fit in with people, man. Because anybody would know me knows that I don't really care about people. Since I'm just do my things. Do your own thing. Yeah, so I just feel like me being myself and just want to say, yo, no matter what you say, I find a good way, but you know, we are young until the day.
Was your family supportive of like your music journey? Were your parents like, cause I'm thinking from like a Caribbean parents perspective, oh, move, you got foreign, you got to dance all. I feel like that's how my mom would react.
I mean, I feel like every parent should react who want best to them kids who don't know what's the plan is. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want my kid to feel like, say, him gonna tell me what I want to do. So early I feel life, if that makes sense. So I feel like the pressure of, what I do? What kind of, that's a dancehall music you are saying. You know, like there's different things that you hear from, you know, and I grew up in a very strong Christian home. But my mother is more like a free, because I grew up with my grandmother in Jamaica.
Okay.
And then, of course, my mother guided me a fire, but my mother like straight artistic. Yeah, I know, man, you know, that. So my mother, she was more or less on top of like, don't do music. She wasn't really like that type of person. Just more like, yo, what I do, you know? Yeah. So, yeah.
Did you have a plan B? Like, what were you doing even? Was it just always music, or did you have like a job, or what was your plan B?
Listen, let me go find a rich white woman, a rich old black woman that take care of me till I'm old, you know? I just feel like, say, I gotta just, yeah. I just feel like that.
You're not one of those jobs.
Nah. Nah, I was gonna be in the army actually. I was gonna actually go into the army, yeah. I showed it to my friend in the army. I have a couple of bridging that went off in the army. I actually went to sign up at one time and just turned back.
Seriously?
Sir, I went to the recruiting thing. I never forget Jamaica Avenue, right across from Vim. Anybody who knows Jamaica Avenue know exactly what I'm talking about. Right across from Vim, there's a recruiting place right there. I went there one day and I just couldn't go upstairs. It's crazy. I just couldn't do it. And I lose one of my closest friends because we all planned it to do it. And it's weird. This is a crazy story. Sidetrack. I allegedly had a show in Dubai, landing in Kuwait, and they had a sandstorm. And the sandstorm ended up making the plane doesn't take off. And I was supposed to be in Dubai for, I think I was doing One Africa. And it's so crazy. I haven't spoken to this man in probably like 12 years. And when everything happened, for some weird reason, we're booking to the man. Like, because it's basically, no, in Kuwait. Yeah, while I was at the airport.
So how was that interaction like? Was he happy to see you, or was he?
No, it was more like, it was text. Actually, it was text. I posted a picture in my story. And I guess, obviously, we have mutual friends. And see, I said, yo, look at Kranium there, Kuwait. I said it to him. And I saw we talk. I must have really nothing. No, right, but black. Good. Because we were stuck there. I mean, just imagine that country, nobody speak English. So all of we look at each other like idiot. Like, better way I said, we need to leave. And it was a weird experience, but yeah, shout out to him still.
Okay, nice. So I can't see you in the army at all.
That's a good thing about it.
So you spoke about like lessons and all. What was that situation? What was your biggest lesson or failure then, or whichever way you want to put it, since you've been in the industry just far, or leading up to getting to where you are now?
Biggest failure?
Yeah.
Me as a man no pre things like that, you know, to be honest with me, I was different human being come on to thinking about failures. I don't even think failure exists in my world. I don't look at any of those type of things. I feel like for me I have obstacles.
Obstacles, okay.
I feel like me being a dancehall artist from America was never really accepted in the beginning. It was more like, I want to find you. You know, I feel like it was more like that. And I feel like there's a lot of people who don't even know what I look like in dancehall. To be honest with you, a lot of people don't know ever see my face because I don't really. Yeah. That wasn't my mission. Wasn't to come and try to fit in or try to be something I'm not. I feel like I really want to represent every artist from France. So my obstacles would be representing dancehall at the highest level that is overlooked sometimes. Like, I don't think people realize the level of success.
That is actually one of my questions to you, because I'm not sure if like you feel like, as you said, you don't get the respect. Do you feel like you get the respect you deserve in the genre?
You know what it is? I don't think it's a risk. What's the way to put it? It's like, think about this. Is when it comes down to respect, I don't get the glory. As people like me, friends say, "Dad, I think you're underrated," and I'm like, brother, if I understand one thing, when you come into American market, or the Caribbean market, or the UK, Africa market, they know who Kranium is.
Yeah, like, true.
These people know almost every Kranium record, right? When you as an artist, like from the state, like me, break, and my focus wasn't try to fit in. You're not seeing the clocks. You're not see me. You're not see me. I try.
Your own swag.
Like, me, I try to be what me know. So it's like there's a disconnect with what's going on in Jamaica compared to what's going on foreign, because I never really come here to like push something that I don't think I fit in.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So the love that, so you're saying that the love that you get is more in Jamaica is more organic.
It's more organic.
You're not trying. It's not like in the US where you're pushing a record and it's organic.
It's different way you work record in America than here. So it's not like say they don't respect it, they know. But it's like if you're not in somebody's face all the time, what am I gonna know?
Yeah.
And me as a man, like I sold gold in America, sold gold in UK, sold gold in Canada, but you know, sitting on the papers.
Yeah, true.
Me not there, no media run. So me can't expect and feel bad when people say, Kranium, bro, I even know say, I say, look, I can't feel no way because I never take up that thing with me. I come here and say, I go do interviews all the time. You know, the mix and me the mix with media. I'm not even a media man like that here. I don't really get that problem. Me not go clout. It's not a clout man. Like come on to me not go date that one to forget the argument. Then me not go do this forget. So it's like. I feel like it's not I don't feel like it's an unreal thing. I think it's a situation where you don't really understand the level of things that happen outside of Jamaica sometimes.
Okay, that makes sense. I've seen you say that you don't just release. You have a lot of records that you record, but you work a record.
Yeah.
Where did that strategy come from and why? Because I feel like it's the opposite nowadays where you see everybody just trying to really. Do you still have that strategy?
Yeah, when I see the check with nobody that's compared to a buy where you want to buy, my brain changed completely. You know what I mean? Because it's different. It's a whole different. So when me go past and say buy where you want to buy, like the whole place just lift up and the forward is sweet. But when you look on the check, it's like, but and then not only that, I understand. So, to me, I must say this plain and simple. I feel like some artists are not real bills. I feel like they need some real proper bills. I feel like them when a man do a show a Friday at 7,000 or 10 grand. 10 grand is like $1 million, Jamaica, right? Over $1 million. You can imagine just have a 10 grand is over $1 million, or you can really stretch to Jamaica in a sense. In America, 10 grand or 10 grand, I like nice things, I like woman, so it's a whole different level of like focus for me personally. $1 is $1 for me, so I can run certain joke with some man around for them. So I feel like that is one of the pushing me.
So when you were coming on the scene, I know that you did a lot of like openings for you did a lot of openings for other artists. Can you name some of them?
Well, the main one was I was on tour with when I just came. It was me, Tory Lanez, Boogie, Jacquees. If I'm forgetting somebody, I'm sorry. But I did a lot of. And matter of fact, when I talk about this, I laugh and thinking about it now. I used to get like $500 a night for each show. I swear, we did 80 shows across America. 80 shows, $500 a night. I'm have to buy gas, I have to rent a car, and I have to pay the hotel.
That's it.
I'm saying that some hotel that never know exist in America. I tell you them hotel they look like you have to sleep one side of the bed. I tell you, it's serious. But
so might have bite you.
It was different. And then I get to really see America because I think we did 44 states.
Wow.
And then we did the entire Canada.
Wow.
So it was, I never forget, we went on tour September 16 and we got off tour December 24th.
I feel like you don't see that in the space though. I feel like now you see where everybody wants to do their own shows and not take the time. But I feel like when you started your career, you did the opposite. You take the time and you kind of... I was a good listener. I feel like I was always a good listener. And like management was... there's so much more that I think I could have done. And I feel like there's so much more that to accomplish, obviously. I don't feel like we didn't know we will need to be. But there's a lot of steps that need to be taken as an artist to really understand the art of being what you want to be. It's bigger than what we think it is. And some of the time, I feel like some of us don't get opportunities because sometimes managers want to be artists. Yeah. So that gets in the way, and then sometimes artists think they deserve more, which they do, but it's just like it take a process. So
Yeah, I never skipped a step. I swear to you, I've never ever. Sometimes I see some man just bust on the first class and I say, wow. Me remember me used to be at the back of the plane. Then me start off from the back of the plane till me start request window seat, till me start request premium economy. You know what I mean?
Step by step, every step of the way. You go through every step.
Yeah, and then I had one record for like 3 years. So I go through the phase of everybody saying I wanted one that saying
Yeah.
So
And then to be honest too, I remember I actually, it's funny, right? So when Nobody Has to Know like went big, I had friends in New York who were playing that before.
Yeah,
so I mean, that record was about what,
2013.
So it was a couple years before it even.
2015.
Yeah.
Came out 2015,
So 3 years before anything.
You have to humble yourself. You have to.
So you did just believe in that?
Yeah. I knew exactly what I had. Like, me know this is going to change my life. I know for a fact I'm going to buy 2 hours after this. I swear to you. I don't know what it was, but I just knew that this record was different. And I remember at the time when it came out, there was no other song in the space. There was none. The last big record at that time, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was, what, No Games?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think it was No Games, because it was Egyptian only first, the No Games, so that was it. And what I learned was that, and I wish anybody sees can understand that, dancehall in the States is not priority, it's a flavor. So I realized that we had a priority of flavor. So me just say, all right, R&B are in a place, this are in a place, all right, boom. Let me drop in my little spice.
So you just drop in your little thing at the time and say, this is my space to
till this day, just flavor.
So looking at, with your understanding of the business and how you work it, what do you think about the current state of like dancehall and music right now? And recently, the BCC actually, the Broadcasting Commission, banned certain type of songs, which kind of target the new dancehall, the chopper songs. Like, how do you feel about it?
Well, to be honest with you, my take on that is that people are going to try dictate what people listen to, which should not happen. You know what I mean? I've seen more shootings in videos and movies more than me in a song. Does music have an effect on the way humans react 1000%? Because if me in a sad mood, I may hear a song, it might make you cry, depends on where you go through, so it's definitely effective. The problem that I have with this thing is that when I growing up and we listen to music, we are here Vance Carter, we are here Mavado, we are here Busy Signal, we are here Idona, we are here Munga, we are here Damab, right? But on the other hand, we still was here Richie Spice, was here Chuck Fender, we was here Egyptian, we was here Irwin. So even though me I hear the boy guy, me still hear the hey girl, I see you outside my window. So the process of you taking in the dancehall side of things, I was still getting the reggae side of things. So it was such a balance that you didn't even realize how hard the man them talk some things back in the days. Like, let's be real, you know. The man them talk some things, you know. So it's like, and I like, it wasn't gruesome, it was really gruesome in that time. As a kid, I didn't think that, but there was a balance between them. I feel like now, majority of the music have been mostly like negative painted to us, like we are the problem. No, we're not the problem. The music is better, you know what I mean? I feel like somebody's not doing them job. Me and they have to point pin blind about it, you know what I mean? I personally feel like you can't blame DJs because DJs is gonna play what
people react to.
So I just feel like they need to be more pushed off a balance between both music. But if I had the opportunity to talk at the board in front of broadcasting, I would tell them that there is countries like Canada, for example, that allow only 70% of their music to be played on the radio and 30% of whatever else. So dancehall really need to play 70% more of our original music and play 30% of this, and then you'll have a balance with more reggae slots and more dancehall slots.
I'm worried about it, right? Because dancehall is already a genre that is not as streamed, right? So I'm just more worried about it in terms of censoring, and if it is less streams, less revenue for artists, and then if it's a bigger conversation. So is it a stepping stone to something else? Because if they start here, it can grow. I
really want to ask this question. This is something I never done. Actually, I never done a research on this, but I think we need to do a research on this. My question is, they curse and said dancehall artists doesn't stream. Yeah. They knew a dancehall artist doesn't stream, right? What were these numbers back then for these artists before? I want to know. Like, what is so essential? Like, who did I sell gold? Who was selling 500? Everybody had talk about dancehall on the stream and that. Who was selling gold in America? All the artists that we are talk, we are piss me off. We are tell we say we now selling a record. Who was selling, like, there's public records of all who sold over 500,000 copies.
Yeah.
40,000 copies. No, I'm not even putting myself in there. I'm just trying to ask a question. Why do I put so much pressure upon we? Dance, like, our genre, our country is what? 2.5 million people?
Yeah, 2.5 to 3 million.
How much people actually go through the gate in dancehall over the decades? You know, like, come on, like, you have we have moments, you know? Thank God Shaggy never have a moment. He had a whole career. You have man like Champagne, you know, certain man will get like a real run. But when I make it seem like, say, we have 30 Puff Daddy and 40, 50 Cent and 30 Light Back. Like, come on, man. Like, it's not like our music was always, we sell most records. And back then, too, to be honest, to get a record, you have to buy the record.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to buy a record. You just come on YouTube. So when I act like, say, our music was always the most selling music in the world. Like, come on, man.
But I feel like in dancehall, you know, you make a lot of money off touring and all of that. But so with the pandemic, like, how did you shift your marketing, or do you like, what did you do to kind of ensure that, you know, can you say like nice things?
Yeah, I had the biggest record in dancehall in COVID. Get Fast got the biggest record. Nobody can go on.
That is true.
That is facts. Bring the facts, bitch. So when I talk hype now, I have one of the biggest records in COVID. Literally, if you go on Gal Palace, it's a wicked.
Yeah.
He's a wicked person. You know, you can't draw. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest record in COVID.
So you just let your record run as you do for them?
I just knew that this was the time because I knew breed that people are coming. I mean, we should get part of this conversation. Like, I see it happening. Like, what happened was when COVID happened, is there's a big shift that happened. Think about how much artists bought since COVID.
True.
And the reason why is because you cannot control my ears anymore. Before, when you go in a club, whatever you play, you never dance to. So whoever have the most fan base, songs always work. So if you in the dance and you play a brother named Pusha song, we don't talk about that, play Pusha song, and Pusha is a man that you love. You can dance to it.
Yeah.
Because everybody is a dance to it. When COVID happened, there was none of that. It's back to the ears. Back to the ears. So now, man, I say, yo, me like how him sound, you know? Yeah, me like how him sound. You know, before, a Kranium record take 6 to 7 to 8 months to break because I'm coming from a different angle.
Okay, so, yeah. And then you're not here, you're coming from a different...
Total different angle. So, me always like, when nobody for no come to shoot over the top, drop, buy what you want to buy. You know, we can. Can I believe from? And these are our singles, and I like a juggling, me I do. So, I'll use that as an example, like, the place stopped.
Yeah.
They're like shut down. So now it's like
the topic too, like the topic of girl policy.
Yeah,
that was borderline disrespectful.
It was a play a very thin line between truth and facts, and you don't think so?
I think it was first of all, when you start the song and you say, "Na girl can't start na drama, but make my girl beat that on the corner."
Yeah.
But he said that personal. Yeah. So what? So if he call your phone and start a drama, you can make a girl beat.
So what? So let.
I think something personal, like.
Yeah, like it. So like, think about this, right? 95% of women like the truth. Sugarcoat.
Okay. Oh, I was waiting for you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So think about this now. It's like when I write, right? Remember, you know, me is a man where always they say me sing cheats and she's supposed to cheat, blah blah blah. And I'm chilling and I'm like, okay, think about it. If you believe it or not, I'm not here to say there's a good man here. There's a lot of good men, I'm supposed, in the world. You know what I mean? I suppose. I don't know.
You're one of them.
I'm a good youth. I don't, you know. Some people get bun dry, some people get bun with cheese dry. It depends, you know. Some people get a little box milk with it, some people get no milk at all. Just, I don't know, dry now. I mean, some people get for them different. So, think about this now. In my situation, that song wasn't even talking to a woman. That's the craziest thing. I write it from my perspective talking to a man. That's why I say, in the kitchen, girl at the sink. Because everybody, people like mix up with it because people jump over the main important wording of the song. The way the song I said, some boy not have no life.
That's true. We missed that.
They missed that completely.
Missed it. But not like we missed it.
Some boy not have life, or you have some girl with a style for your wife. For your, this time not for the woman. You have a conversation with a man. Yeah.
So this wasn't inspired by like you just how it come out? Like what was in your what happened for you to say, yo, I'm gonna write this? Because if you say you're speaking to a man, is something happened to your bridging? Like
no, it was a situation where I can't really speak on it, to be honest with you. But it's a situation where I just felt like there needs to be a borderline in between. Because my mind, enough relationship is saved enough.
Yeah.
Enough relationship is saved in the sense of what me I say is like means I feel like I come from earth at one point, feel like make sure that everybody's happy. You know what I mean? So if I'm not doing job more time, I just can't make a bag of talking. More times someone come, say the boy wicked, can't be saying that and then I say, alright darling, I'm gonna link it, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna start with the situation. But I tell you that now.
you're safe, you're doing some economic work.
I feel like when the time is said and done, I think I'm gonna be the only one who walking a medal up there. Yeah, I tell you, trust me, because I'm doing job.
Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor.
Yeah. So you sorry, you said you don't like the word search.
I don't like research at all.
Why?
I don't feel like nobody deserves to be called a search.
So it's just bare means you have.
Yeah, and I don't think it's not just. I don't even think it should be a thing where search just sound cheap. You know, just sound like.
So what do you call your? Firstly,
I'm Singlish, by the way.
You're single-ish.
Yes.
No, but you're confused, Kranium,
Oh,
because your new single with Queen Naija, Without You.
Mm-hmm.
First thing I started the song and saying is I'm sorry. So it did sound personal. Like when me hear the song, you know, me I say, no man, Kranium change. It's a different man it grew up because the Kranium me know in a weekend nobody enough to know, can't believe. We know how you stay, so me never yet think you know nobody. We think that clear. But then without you, it's different, right? So you're saying you're singlish.
English.
I thought you were sorry though.
Yeah, but you can't be Singlish and say sorry. I feel like everybody can be hurt. Emotions are high sometimes, run high. You know what I mean? Like, do you think somebody can love 4 or 5 people at once? Or do you think only can love one person at once?
I think you can only love one person at a time.
That's what everyone thinks, but I don't think so.
So your love can share.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think there's a situation where in life sometimes, you know what I'm saying? It's a saying, it says sometimes do the wrong things for the right reasons.
Expound.
I feel like there's some things that you do that you don't necessarily want to do, but you do it because it feels right. And sometimes we meet the wrong person, we meet the right person at the wrong time. That's like a real thing. You know what I mean? So you have to like play a balance and how you think. And I'm a old I like to watch like old documentary. I'm a very documentary person.
Okay.
Old school stuff.
So you like history.
I like history stuff. So like if we go back in the history of time, not to get too deep, but if you think about it, we not own nobody, you know. We not own nobody not own me, you know. Oh, so if you think you say me coming a price tag, it's sad. No, nobody not own me. So in the sense of like if me I gonna be happy, me I gonna be happy. Yeah. I don't feel like nobody should. Me not like inconvenience, I'm not inconvenience.
So once it starts stressing you out, you just
God going to come some look my life, you know. But if you think about it, it makes sense though.
No, but then you know you've always been so private with your life.
Very,
very, very. I think I see that it's very intentional and purposeful. So there is no point where we'll see, you know, like Kranium getting married or no, never.
I think that getting married, you never know. You know what I mean? You never know. But I feel like me not on the clown behavior, and there's certain things that clown behavior. You know what I mean? Very clownish behavior. I feel like not being married ain't nothing wrong with being married. Ain't nothing being with saying this is the person I love. Ain't nothing wrong with loving a woman. You know, I feel like some man feel like say, it's a crazy thing for love a woman, like you're sick. If a man show emotions himself, like that's so dumb, you know what I mean? But as far as me is concerned, I feel like surety is key for me, you know what I mean? And me not like embarrassing. I lay up, you know. So ain't that foolish.
You're a fire sign. That makes sense. That makes sense.
I'm a nice guy though. Any woman ever dead, ask them. I'm a very nice guy.
What do you look for in a woman? Like, what does Kranium say, yo, like, look for in a woman?
Vibe, personality. Like, you can't do nothing too serious. I don't like women who are too serious. To get me too, I'm like a strong minded woman. But you can't take everything too serious. Some people, I don't like sensitive, too sensitive. Like, me see a girl, I'm like, damn, she's sexy, I don't feel something like that. I'm not supposed to say it out loud in front of that girl, but I'm not supposed to feel. And, like, some woman, like, I've talked to a girl one time, really like, like the man girl, the girl.
You don't really like
Yeah, I'm like her, and I said, she give me a vibe. Go out with the girl one day, I don't remember what I said to her, and she said, oh, you're gonna look on the girl, and I said, the girl sexy in front of me. And I said, but me they say it loud, and I said, no, the girl she good. And she get really bad, like me, I said, yeah, that's insecure to the point where, like, I understand where she come from, but then me realize that this not going to work, because, especially a man like me, but me see some hot woman in this world, I've been around, maybe to 6 continents of my life, and she's some hot woman, And it's like, sometimes, I don't know who I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, that look good. She look good.
She look good, and she just take it personal, and I say, all right, manager one another work.
Where's the, like, hottest woman from, like...
Yeah, wait, but I trouble.
No, tell the truth.
All right, me tell you the thickest that I want to see.
Yeah.
Ghana. Them feel like imagine cement soup, that's why. Tanzania, like a gunpowder juice, them I drink over the store. South Africa, girl, them hot. I like the girl in Israel or Palestine, because sometimes I get trouble to say Israel or Palestine. But them smoke my cigarette for me, so I never too like that. But they look good. But Ethiopia has some beautiful woman. Jamaica kind of play around, Jamaica has some hot girl in your too. And Trinidad. Yeah. Guyana, number one.
No, but we have to know the number one. We have to know.
We can't say number one. But if you thickness, Ghana. Beautiful. I feel like all women are beautiful in the world.
Oh, please. Who is your, like, no, but then who have you dated the most of? Is mainly Caribbean women that you think?
Yeah, I've dated Caribbean. I'm not sure. Yes, a lot. I dated most Caribbean.
It's a lot.
No, it's not a lot, actually. I've never been in much relationship. I think I've only been in 3 relationships in my whole entire life.
3 relationships?
I think so. But they did long.
Them did long?
Yeah, long.
But then you know what's funny, right? You were on another interview like 6-7 years ago that I dredged up, and you said you don't date. You said you don't go on dates.
No, I was saying I still feel that way. Like I don't like the generic term of date.
Okay.
I feel like it's supposed to be a situation where we say we are going hang out or we'll have vibe. I don't like the word date. And the reason I don't like the word date because if I really want you, I'm not gonna play the game.
Play the long.
We get up and say so. I'm saying if somebody really wants to play the game.
Oh, okay. So if you know that I like dates, you just have got.
You know what I mean? It's so stupid. Rather than you just say, where you do, let's link up, or you got a park, or you go on movie, or you go on dinner. But like for you,
go out say your way.
You meet you and say you're going to do dates, and then you make me play the game of. Remember, I make you buy the nicest cologne in a Louis Vuitton, get a nice outfit, buy 3 of them, put on, and just say, yes, if you cheap, get them up and bring it to the restaurant where you want. But you're not going to be yourself.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like there's such a big information from and what dating should be. Dating should be an atmosphere where you feel comfortable in a space.
Yeah.
You don't have to be, me I got dinner.
So what is Kranium's ideal date?
It can be anything. You can't just say, we are them, okay, my computer. I would go at the park or especially in New York, there's so much spots where it's like beachfront. Go park up and well a vibe. It can be a situation where you're in the mood to eat some food. That's happened that meet us at the store. It can be brunch, you not have to be 6-7 o'clock. Because some people generally think say dating is I come get a 6 o'clock.
So you're saying that dating is just what you make it and just getting to know the person.
That's it. In whatever situation and circumstances that fits you best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have some listener questions.
No problem.
So some people sent in some questions. I think you answered one of them.
Okay.
But when are we getting the album?
The album's supposed to be done in the next. I don't know. I would say before the year ends.
Before the end of the year, we're getting our Kranium album. You know the title?
Into Deep.
Into Deep.
So it's gonna be nice. Yeah. The more sex me about, the better the music is, actually.
So you're gonna be having a lot of sex leading up to the album.
If you use my penis a lot, bro.
With one person or multiple persons?
No, man, that's one person. You know, I need inspiration. Once me find somebody inspire me, that's all I need. Yeah.
Oh boy, when you say make a writing song. The second question, would you do a label to help out young artists?
100%. I feel like that's gonna come in time. Nothing is forced. People are saying, yo, we're not signing artists. I'm like, brother, come on. I'm trying to figure out my thing right now.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like and there's so much things to learn. And taking up a label is like having a child.
Yeah.
Like if you really care. You have some man who care. I tell you, I've seen some man with some managers who don't care. So it's like a caring thing for me. And I'm very passionate about it. Anything I get myself into, I'm passionate about it.
You're doing it properly.
Yeah, so I don't want the responsibility of somebody's life. And I feel like if me pick up an artist for help, that's someone's life, you know? Because I feel like if you manage creating, it's like more your business about my future and what my kids are going to live off of, and you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I got to take it very serious. Like, I don't feel like I have that enough patience.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and where do you see your career in the next 10 years, and what do you want your legacy to be?
One, I don't have any plan for the next 10 years in the sense of, I don't plan on things. I feel like plans are limited. Yeah. I feel like when you plan things, you're limited. So if you want to make $10 million in your brain, you're going to make $10 million. You're going to make $30 million. So I do everything to the best of my ability, and whatever I deserve from that, I'll get. And as far as legacy, I just want to be remembered as a brave youth that take on dance and music from America and open the doors to many more. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, man.
Well, thank you so much for being on the Goodgal Podcast. I'm excited. And it was lovely to have you. I have a gift for you, actually. Yes.
Jesus Christ, when I get gift, you know? Yeah.
Sorry, I don't have like proper packaging, but these are some products. So this is from Aircom Distributors. It is a local Jamaican skincare, beauty, everything brand. So it's some scrubs, a scrub.
Scrub is a girl.
Yeah, so it's a very nice product.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
I appreciate it.
Cast. I appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, guys.